Okay, welcome. I'm Linus Wilson. I do not know why I'm seeing these old pictures. Let's test and see that it's actually working here. Um, all right, I see the newer pictures. Hi, I'm Linus Wilson. We're talking about the most recent episode of Vikings uh, Resurrection. And so in Resurrection, we've got uh, we've got Ivar and Oleg are leading an invasion of Norway, and Ivar. It, it, this is a Avery dog here, and Ivar found his brother Hitzerk with the raiding party, which also encountered Erik. Erik was also sent to warn Harald Finehair of the Rus invasion and how huge their force is likely going to be. And Erik was nearly executed by Harald, but only the interventions of Olaf was able to keep him from being executed. And we get an indication that Harald is open to the idea that he and Bjorn can join forces against the Rus invaders led by Oleg and Ivar the Boneless. Overall, I like this episode. This has kind of been my favorite episode in a long time. Felt like there was a lot going on here. It was a lot more exciting than I think some earlier episodes were. I think for instance, the episode with Lagertha's funeral was a little bit of a drag, but here a lot of things kind of happened at once. We also had Ubbe, right? Um, Ubbe and Torvi arrive in Iceland. They left in the last episode, which was one of the kind of surprising things of moving the plot along fairly quickly. And not only do they hear news of the new world, right? I guess they called it Goldland, from the tales of Otter, who also calls himself Athelstan, which of course harkens back to the monk who was one of Ragnar's closest lieutenants, closest advisors. But he's obviously not that Athelstan. But he does seem to know some Latin, and he does seem to know about the Christian religion, as he says. But what can we believe from him? I don't know. It seems like he lied about the death of Otter based on his dream sequence, and the man whose name he took like a doppelganger. So how much can we believe him? And of course, Flatnose has a lot to hide about what's going on. So there's kind of this up in the air whether Ubbe and Torvi will sail to the Golden Land, sail west with this guy until they figure out what's happened to Floki. So of course, Otter shows Floki's ring, but gives kind of little details otherwise. Yeah, I thought the Icelandic storyline was very interesting. Of course, the near death of Torvi in childbirth and the kind of threatened C-section, but I guess they were able to turn the baby around, and So Ubbe and Torvi have their first child together, I think. The Gunhild storyline. So Gunhild gives up Bjorn to a new wife, and cries for tears of gold. That seemed a bit weird. Obviously, there seemed to be something going on between Erik and Gunhild, but then they also hinted at the fact that Gunhild might uh, get together with Harald Finehair, who, of course, coveted her as a wife earlier in early seasons. So a lot is going on, and then we end with, of course, kind of what we started with: the Ivar, the Boneless, and Hitzer being reunited, and Hitzer obviously doesn't go after revenge versus Ivar right away. You kind of wonder if he's gonna do it. Is he a new man now that he has killed Lagertha? Has he changed? Is this another one of the mistakes of Bjorn to exile someone when he should have really executed him? We shall see what Hitzert's fate is. I think there's going to be some surprises for Hitzert. There's going to be some surprises for Ivar. Of course, Ivar seems to be playing both sides, so he's seems to be still plotting with Oleg's brother. So we really don't know what Ivar has planned and how successful he will be. And I guess I'm a little surprised that Oleg is not wise to this. I always wonder if these agents are Oleg's agents or if they're really Oleg's brother's agents. But then again, we just don't know. But I think we're going to get a battle in the next episode. Will it be a decisive battle, or will it leave it for a cliffhanger? I suspect there's going to be somewhat of a cliffhanger. I don't think we're going to resolve the Floki storyline, and maybe Ubbe will sail west. I kind of think he won't. I think we're going to spend most of our time with the defense of Norway in the next episode, and then we're going to have the mid-season break. I haven't seen any word about how long the mid-season break is going to be. So episode 10 is kind of its own season finale next week, and then I think we're going to have a several months break if it's like season 5, where we don't have any Vikings, and then we come back for the final stretch. All right, my name's Linus Wilson. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. We cover medieval fantasy TV, such as The Witcher and House of the Dragon and the Vikings. And we're excited about Wheel of Time coming up. And of course, we have a lot of videos about The Witcher 3. Kind of fun. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.